All right, let's bring it back in real quick. So we'll go ahead and get started. Zach, do you want to lead this off?
Yeah, well, welcome back, guys. Been a pleasure having you on before, and I'm sure it'll be a phenomenal AMA again. So I know you guys have a lot going on. It's not even a week from launch now, so I'm excited for you guys, and I'm sure you guys are super excited yourselves. So yeah, with that, I'm super happy to have you on. So where would you guys like to start? I know I know you guys probably know your project better than I do. So what do you guys have coming up this week that you guys want to talk about?
Well, definitely. There was one piece of news that we just received today, which I consider extremely bullish. So we had an AMA over at this place called Gem Wings. It's a community of like 1.5K. So after the AMA and after having a little chat, they were like, wow, we love Magus. We're actually going to put you right at the very top of our legit projects. Because it's not very often that you see people being as honest with people as you guys are. So that was some quite nice news to receive today.
That is great.
Yeah, that's
so it's
awesome.
another one of the partnerships that we see coming up with you guys.
Oh, so we've got an AMA over there at Gem Wings again tomorrow, but we are also official partnerships of Fractal Studios. And honestly, guys, I cannot say this. That lot are just brains in a box. It's crazy. I'm very, very proud to be their partner.
That is awesome. That's what you need in a partner, right? Someone that you look up to a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we do actually have someone else here. So obviously I'm Derek, I'm the CMO. We've got Nolan, but we've also got Chad. Chad, do you want to give yourself an introduction?
Yeah, sure. Hey, I'm Chad. I'm with Magus Nodes. I work with the guys. I'm basically a brand ambassador, and I'm controlling the Twitter and getting that kind of stuff done, social media presence and all that. So I'm really happy to be here again. Thank you guys for having us again.
For sure. Speaking of Twitter, we do have a giveaway for 5 whitelist spots for your pre-sale going on right now. So the winners will be announced in 48 hours. So if that is something that you're interested in, go like and retweet that tweet. You can find more information about the giveaway and the partnership giveaway channel. Yeah, so you guys have been very generous with the whitelist spots you guys are giving out. So we do appreciate that.
No, thank you. It's not a problem. I mean, it's a two-way street, right? So thank you very much.
Sure, yeah, definitely a two-way street. So yeah, up until launch, what do you guys kind of have planned then?
So there is actually one thing. Nolan, are you okay if we drop a snippet of the DApp in the general chat here?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Yeah. Do you have it handy by any chance?
I can have it handy in a minute.
I can get it.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, Chad.
Even better. Because people love sneak peeks, right? So yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, so am I. Honestly, I really am.
Yeah, so is your DApp? It's not live yet, I'm assuming, because of obviously sneak peek. But ooh, it's got a lot to it.
I absolutely love that mid sentence. Just ooh.
Yeah.
Honestly, our graphics guy Kraken did an absolutely fantastic job with this. It looks on point, and I'm very, very excited about this UI in particular. It just strikes you really, really nicely.
Yeah, for sure. The branding on that is phenomenal. So props to you guys on that. That is awesome. Any other sneak peeks you got for us?
Before going into anything like that, I think I'll just give a quick breakdown of the actual application for everyone here. So what we're currently looking at in the sneak peek is the dashboard, which will be the first page people go on. In the top right, you have the connections. And then you have two buttons to the left of that. Will have different languages for the DApp. So it will be, because we have an international community, so it'll just be easier for them to use it. And then there'll be a button for our peer-to-peer. It may not be there for the first week or so, but it will eventually be there. Besides that, we have live nodes, Magus price, daily ROI, and the node price. So we'll have them four up there. The only ones that will really change is the live nodes and the Magus price. As you can see, we've put $117 per token, which would be 117x, which would be very nice, I'm sure. Following on from that, at the top, we just have a nice little integration there showing the top holders of the node. It will actually display addresses. It won't actually just be my name. That's just the example. Following on the sidebar, sorry, we have the peer-to-peer marketplace that will say coming soon on there. You'll have your nodes, which will just be your dashboard to see your nodes and how much you're accumulating. We'll have a referral section, which will basically allow you to get a portion of people's clean fields, something along those lines. So we'll have a bit more information on that soon. We'll have a little calculator for people to calculate their rewards if they want to. And then just a link to our documentation. And then our treasury, where people will be able to view any assets we've invested in and such. And the bottom one, it'll probably be grayed out for a while, but it will be just a way for the community to have a way to vote on a portion of the treasury maybe, and have another use case for our token.
For sure, there's a lot to that DApp, and it looks, like I said, phenomenal, and that's awesome. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited for launch. Manifesta had one question for Chad. He said, Twitter's getting picky with promoting the project, especially new ones, and where everything is quite quiet. So what's the strategies you will use in order to put Magus names as high and as wide as possible?
So a few things that we can do regarding that. So what we can do is we can start to engage more with with the general crypto crow community. So talking with other influencers, but not only that, replying to threads, talking to people, talking to our community, making sure that Magus Nodes is seen as much as possible. If you browsing through Twitter, browsing through Crow, crypto stuff, you always see like, what the hell, this Magus Nodes. I always see them, replying to this and that, and that's what we want. The thing that we can do is have partnerships with other Twitter accounts. So, if there's if there's a Crow, for example, there's a Twitter account that is Crow. Like just talking about Crow, Kronos, crypto accounts on the actual Twitter, and then let's say it has like more engagement, or like a top down, let's say a top 10, like, okay, here's the best, most engaging tokens on crypto Twitter, Kronos Twitter. Then if we'd be on there, if we keep going, keep pushing, then I've found in past projects that I've worked in that if you are engaging and you're trying to get people to post and comment on your posts, then the algorithm actually picks that up, and then more people will pick you up, and that kind of stuff. So basically just creating a very organically grown personality and presence on the Twitter platform, constantly posting, constantly replying, constantly engaging. That's definitely a winning strategy that I have used in the past.
Yeah, that's awesome. Brand awareness is definitely key for long-term marketing strategies. So I know you guys mentioned a lot about being on the Crow network, and Nolan, I know you mentioned the Treasury Investments tab on the DApp. So speaking of the investments, could you guys touch up a little bit more on what projects you will be invested in? Because I know you did say that you want to support the Crow ecosystem as much as possible, and I really think that is a phenomenal investment strategy. Because if you're supporting the ecosystem that you're on, and that ecosystem does better overall, then you're really going to reap the benefits of those other projects doing well because you're on the same ecosystem. So I like that strategy a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kronos is still growing, so finding ways to support the community is something that we're very proud to be able to do. So yeah, some projects that we will definitely be looking at. Well, first off will be the decentralized exchange we use. Currently, of course, looking at Meerkat, which is the biggest. So you know, we're on their platform, so we'd want to be purchasing some of their tokens. They offer amazing yield farms, so it may not be too big of an investment on our side, just for the fact we want to be as low risk as possible with stable coins. But that will definitely be one. The rest we haven't really announced or anything as such. A lot of it will be partnership based in a sense. So you know, we want to invest in projects that also have not only a great use case but a way that can also benefit Magus, because as we said, the ecosystem is still relatively small when you consider it to something like BSC, so it's a lot easier for projects to kind of create that sense of collaboration and partnership, and us investing in them is one way we can show it, and then they may have another way that can kind of boost us. And it may be in a monetary sense, it may be in a community sense, but that's the kind of direction we'll be taking with that.
Yeah, I really love that,
For sure.
prioritizing those partnerships over, you know, over a lot of other stuff. It's a lot more long-term thinking than I think people realize.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
So real quick, can I ask, so how many, you said that you have 3 full-time people with Magus, right? How many do you have in general, like outside full-time?
So outside of us, we have the 2 other core team members, and then we have about 4 other people, which includes Chad, and then our head mods is the unofficial name. They're actually just considered team, which is Jordan, Clay, and Steve as well. They were there pretty much from the beginning, and they've been supporting us, whether it be with community, getting the feedback from the community, you know, helping secure partnerships. So in total, I think our team is around 9 people, with about 3 of us being full-time on it.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so what I will also add in, I would just want to add into that as well. We also have language moderators. So they're as much as part of us as well, because without them, we wouldn't have international channels. Although I am on Google Translate a lot. And also, we've now got Fractal Studios, so I like to consider them part of the team as well.
That's awesome. All right. So you got about nine core members, and then some extra, you said it was international mods and then your partnerships. Gotcha. All right. That's a good amount of team. That's awesome. It's really good, I think, as far as, again, the longevity of the project goes, just because you guys have, you know, your separate roles and you can each accomplish those at your own pace, not be struggling to kind of keep up with everything.
Yeah, you guys have also just grown since the last time we talked, which was
Yes.
only about a week ago too. So the amount of growth in just the last week has been pretty substantial. So again, I commend you guys on that. That is awesome. So up until or after launch, what are kind of the things that you are going to try to keep doing to remain relevant? Because I know a lot of these node projects, they are super hyped up and then they launch and the week goes by and then it seems like they almost drop off the face of the planet. So what's your guys' plan to kind of avoid that and stay relevant and engaging with the community?
Okay, so one thing that I will say here is most other projects, when they come to places like this, it's a one-off deal. I mean, look at us, for instance. This is our second time here, and we will be here again. Trust me. not only that, but everywhere else that we go, I'm always saying, hey, I want to become more like a partner. I don't want a one-off marketing little push. I want to revisit. I want to engage with your community. In that way, you're always out there. Like a lot of places, I think also when they launch, the marketing just goes dead. It's not going to happen because marketing's what I do, and there's no chance I'll slow down.
That's awesome.
Yes,
I
and
love that.
yeah, just to add to that, we're securing partnerships and through different mediums where we actually have a official pre-launch party happening on Twitch with a Twitch streamer. So we're trying to go and get as much engagement as possible, different avenues of marketing, and also we wanted to, as Nolan said earlier, we wanted to bring on a strategy team. This will also help with investments and whatnot, so we can get the community involved in that, and also just continue to constantly engage and constantly be part of the community and make sure it grows.
I also have something to add on to this. What we see again with 90% of node projects in their first week, the first day is brilliant, right? And then it just tanks. And this can be a multitude of reasons. It can be they have too much buying pressure, and they haven't wrapped up the pre-salers. It's just given them all their tokens, or they're offering like 50 million APR, and it's in one day everyone's risk-free. And outside of that, it's high APR. People have grown to realize high APR is not sustainable, and we've learned that from the own forks that came before. And as such, people just they don't believe in the project, or they just see, I've made a shit ton of money, it's time to leave. We're kind of combating this with the fact pre-sales in half tokens, half nodes, it instantly cuts any kind of sell pressure in half. We will be having the low AP, well, the 1% ROI, which isn't really seen that much. And it will be something that helps us overall in that first week not have a lot of sell pressure. People will be, be watching, and they'll be like, this project isn't tanking, it's standing solid. And we kind of saw that with Spear Finance, just a project that, for its first month, it just kept going up and up, and more people were seeing it and getting interested to a point where everyone knew about it. So if we can keep that initial first few weeks of stability at a good pace and growth even, then I think from there it will kind of just keep building. And as long as we keep doing what we're doing and what we've said we will do after we launch, it should be a heck of a ride.
Just to quickly add on to that again, that we have the 20% sales tax for the first I believe it's 10 days, and it's 20%, and then it goes down by 2% every day. So day 2 it's 18%, day 3 16%, etc. All the way down to 1%. And this is obviously to combat this like pump and dump sort of nature of launching a new token. But then afterwards, we're going with the peer-to-peer marketplace for nodes, node trading, and then which would make our nodes more valuable over time. And then also we have daily meetings. The core team at least has daily meetings on what we're doing, what we're planning next, and all that stuff. We have experience with basically making crypto projects last for as long as possible. Like all of us have had experience with that, so we're definitely going to keep doing it and keep going and make sure that this lasts for as long as we can to make it last for years to come.
That's great. So, sorry, go for it, Zach.
I was just going to say, like, I really like your guys' long-term outlook, and whenever we ask other projects about this, they usually don't have a great answer. Usually they have, like, a decent to, all right answer, but Definitely not to the caliber that you guys answer at. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, so I had a quick question kind of stemming from that. So I think a lot of the problem that we see with a bunch of node projects is that once you have that first plateau or that first big sell, fear hits the market and everyone starts panic selling and that kind of thing. Is there anything you guys are doing to combat that fear outside of, because there will be a point when the price doesn't increase exponentially, right? You will hit a more level off point where the market values it accurately or values the Magus node token accurately. So what are you guys doing to combat that fear?
Okay, so I will let Nolan touch on this as well, but one thing I will say is I've seen so much projects when the price starts dipping or completely tanks, the team is suddenly nowhere. Like, you can't get hold of them, they're not in their chat, it's like they've just dropped off the face of the earth. That will never be a problem at Magus. I mean, if anything, I'm in the chat too much. Like, that's probably the truth. And I would like to think as well that a very healthy proportion of our community would freely just DM me if they ever did feel like, oh shit, I want to sell everything and run. But first, let me talk to the team, because I feel like we've got that good relationship with a lot of people that even if they feel like that, they may just send a cheeky DM and be like, convince me otherwise. And if that point does come, I'll convince them.
Okay, I gotcha.
Brilliantly put.
Nolan, do you want to add anything to this?
Yeah. So one thing I would certainly add is the fundamentals don't change, right? Like, the reason this sell-off is happening is because someone's taking profits. If it's not that reason, then we're doing something clearly wrong, which would make the FUD valid, right? But we'll be people who are investing to us beforehand. They know what we've set out to do, and that's what we'll continue to set out to do. So those big sell-offs happen. That will be one thing. We reiterate: fundamentals don't change. The team is here. We're still working. We will still keep working, no matter what. We're going to be fully transparent. We'll be having the private KYC before launch. We'll be having the audits before launch. So that won't be come up as ever being a FUD point. So because there's only so much you can do overall, right? When there is FUD for price action. But luckily, due to the taxes we'll be introducing, it will give us that strong treasury, which will help if need be with things like buybacks and just trying to keep the chart as stable as possible. Because overall, Rome wasn't built in a day. We're not going to fulfill our goals in a week. This is a long-term project, so as long as we can keep building and we still have a good chunk of the community behind us and you see we're still working, I think we can get through any kind of price volatility FUD.
And also I just wanted to add to that one of the core values of the team is integrity. So we want to show that we've got integrity, and we want that to last, and we want our community to believe in not just the project but the team behind the project, right? So that's all I wanted to add.
Yeah, it's super important.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like that.
I like you.
Sorry, go for it.
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Okay. So, Derek, I do like the answer about being there for the community. That is, I think, one of the most important things, that you do have that, those team members that are available to kind of talk people off the ledge. But I also am super excited to hear, and I kind of want to segue into something new, unless you have something else to say about this, Zach.
Do you want to have some questions from the community answered real quick before we
let's
segue?
go through that.
All right. Jojo asked, how does the reopening of the whitelist work, and then how long does it last for?
Okay, not a problem. Nolan, do you want to take this one? Oh, you know what? He did tell me he was expecting food, so he's probably at his door. Okay, so the whitelist of the reopening, just like how it was opened the first time, nothing changes. We just closed it, took a little breather so we can get some other things in order. It will be reopened within 24 hours. like on our Discord, we've got a vast amount of tickets open because we are hand holding a lot of people through this, which is absolutely fine. We do not mind it, but just to ensure that everything is done correctly, took a little breather. Let's pause. Let's give the pre-salers a day where we're not getting 5 new tickets, 10 new tickets, and 15 new DMs. So it'll be open within 24 hours, and this is a common misconception again. It doesn't matter if you invested 24 hours ago or if you're going to invest in 48 hours, the price is still the exact same. The benefits are all the exact same.
Right on. Right on. I like that. And then Manifesta asked, what safety measures will be put in place before you guys will invest into other potential Crow Network projects?
You know what? That is a brilliant, absolutely brilliant question. I would have loved to pass it over to Nolan, but I will say this. Look, I'm also co-founder of a launchpad, and if you think that I can't go into a project and spot any red flag, then you're mistaken, because I can. And I'll ask the questions that no one doesn't want to ask. So if it was a new project, first of all, you would just look for the standard safety things. However, a lot of the time, they're just not there. Like, the contract isn't audited because it's not there yet, which is fair enough. However, if they want our investment, they can KYC to us. Like, I see absolutely no reason why they wouldn't jump on a video call, just for that little bit extra safety for us. However, a lot of our investments will be an already established company or project because we like safety. We like it.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. Definitely, like private KYC to your team's treasury management would be pretty substantial for compared to a lot of other, at least treasuries that invest into these random projects that might not go anywhere and could just be a rug pull too. So
yeah, 100%. Like, if they were unwilling to jump on a video call to get an investment, I'd be like, well, then you're not getting the money. Plain and simple.
yeah.
There was a guy
Makes sense.
that we got actually just recently. His name is Sifu. I don't know if you heard of him, but
Sifu, like
I'm joking. The manager for Wonderland. No, the Wonderland.
Oh yeah, you want to get him on board with the investments?
Yeah, sure. No, that's not gonna happen. That was just a joke. But another way we're going to be safe with our investments is majority that the investments. I think Nolan could add to this after, but I believe the majority of the investments we're going to be partaking in are low risk stablecoin pools. So it's very low risk. We don't want to mess around too much. It's not going to be as high, potentially high gains, but it will be for sure very, very low risk. And I think we might play with some smaller, very much smaller amount of much more high risk plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. Yeah.
I mean, also, this is the thing. It's all about connections, right? So just this past week, I've hooked up with 2 Chronos launch pads. Now, you may be thinking, oh, then why aren't they launching you? Well, one of them is still not launched, and the other one is just not up to standards. So the one that isn't launched, it looks extremely nice. Because I've already got my foot in the door, whenever they announce projects, they've done their safety checks, we can go do our safety checks. They will be looking for investments. My foot's already in the door. It could be a very, not even that high risk, to be honest, but it could be a very lucrative investment.
Yeah, that's really big.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one to look forward to in the, whenever they are launching. Do we have any other questions, Zach?
Yeah, there's one more. He said, obviously we've seen Derek's beautiful face all around the place, but when will we be able to see the other team's faces, as we are aware the KYC is set up in place?
So the KYC documents actually got signed today, which is awesome.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, yeah, there's that as well. I'll be honest, I think a KYC is just, it ain't worth that much money, but it's because I'm already very publicly doxxed, so there's that.
Yeah, KYCs definitely are. They add a little bit of security, but obviously you've seen projects like Unicorn Nodes Rug, even though they've said they had like a dual KYC. So being
Yeah.
publicly doxxed, in my opinion, is substantial compared to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, a lot of these other projects are like, yeah, we've got the team KYC, sorry, but have you really? Because why are you on voice call saying that there's a team of 16, but the KYC application says 3? So what's that about?
The numbers aren't adding up.
Yeah, exactly that. So I can also happily say that the whole core team is privately KYC'd or will be within the next 24 hours.
Awesome. Chris, did you want to segue then into what you wanted to talk about?
Yes. So I wanted to kind of go back to what you guys had mentioned the other day about the marketplace. As things kind of move forward, is there any progression into that? You know, in the next few weeks, will there be any type of where's the first step, I guess, in that way? Because that, I think, is the biggest innovation that I've heard so far about Magus that has been like, this could be huge.
So with our peer-to-peer, as we said, we're looking to launch V1 within a week of launch. So this would be, you know, the V1. It wouldn't be a beta, well, I guess, you know, would it'll be more yeah. It'll be more finalized then, of course. But it would just be, you know, the basic buy, selling, and trading of nodes on our platform. So, you know, people will only be able to buy, sell, trade Magus nodes. And you know, that still is a huge innovation in itself. But then, of course, the following months, as our team grows, we'll be looking at upgrading that peer-to-peer marketplace to a point where other node projects will be able to integrate themselves with our platform and, you know, buy, sell, trade nodes. I mean, the benefits from this for us would be amazing. You know, it would be our branding on the marketplace. It would be us getting the fees, and then that would be split between the community and such. And you know, it's adding funding to our project, and it's getting our name out there, and it's giving other node projects the opportunity to, you know, have tradable nodes. The way this would work is a lot of the older node projects more than likely wouldn't be able to do this, just due to the fact, you know, smart contracts aren't really editable once they're live, unless, you know, they launch the V2 or such. But it would give, you know, the opportunity for up and coming node projects for us to reach out and be like, hey, will your nodes have tradability? If not, we can help you out. And yeah, it will get our name out there a lot more. It's something we're very passionate about. We'll have to get JD on the next one when we come back, so he can just talk to you guys about it a lot more. We may be live by then, and just how innovative it really is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, because I think that's one of the bigger things that you guys bring to the table that I don't really see anywhere yet. So we'll have to see kind of how that goes, both with the nodes and then with the expanded marketplace. So I'm really excited to hear about that when you guys do have it a little more finalized then in the next few weeks.
It's definitely something to get excited for. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
So is there anything
Yeah,
else?
question?
Go for it, Zach.
So I was just going to ask one question I had about the nodes themselves. Are they set up as like an NFT that you hold in your wallet, or how does that work just on the back end? Just kind of curious about that.
So it's very similar to an NFT, yes. If you check the blockchain, it will show up very similar to, like, you know, when you look at an NFT on the blockchain. In that sense, the best way to describe it, or the best way to describe DeFi as a service, is just staking to earn. You know, it's you're staking NFT almost to get APR. It's just commonly most known as a node because, you know, there's no imagery really involved.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. when we have our developer on our next AMA, I'm sure he'll love to go more in detail on the technical side of things.
Yeah, we can also have Cole
Cole
on
come
for
in.
that one. He's more on the development side of things and actually knows what development questions to ask. So
Oh,
that'd be definitely fun to hear the two developers go at it.
We've
fun
seen
to see
that
for sure.
once. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you guys are all very excited about coming up in the next week? Or have we kind of gone through like the bigger pieces that you're able to talk about? Because I know there's some things that you're kind of keeping close to the chest.
Yeah, there was actually something that came up today on the team call, but no, actually, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. I won't mention it just in case. But yeah, there's definitely something. It's an issue that we ran into, and it's an issue that hundreds, if not thousands, of projects are about to run into on the CRO network. So hopefully, we can be that solution. It just adds another. Oh, I'm getting excited, but I don't want to say too much.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to hearing about it whenever you can bring it up. It's new information. I get it.
Yeah. To be honest, I think it will be very soon. And also, so I feel like we're coming up to a wrap here, but we would definitely love to come back again with our developer. And Cole, you're definitely invited up.
I think we're interested in that too. That'll be great.
Absolutely. And see, again, just to touch base on what I said earlier, rather you get these projects that come in once, you never seen them again. We've literally just talked about our third time here. It's going to be good.
We're excited to have you back up.
Speaking of wrapping up, there were just a couple other questions from the community, and then I think that'll pretty much call it for today. So the first question is, community is the heart of a project, and more trust community have in the team, the more it goes in the long run. How will community be involved in future decisions or in the project overall?
Well, we want to, as I said earlier, we want to engage with our community as much as possible. Transparency, integrity, and integrity are basically what our values are as a team when it comes to our community. So, as for me, with controlling Twitter, I would really love to engage with our community and make sure that we're known, and that whenever there's an issue and someone has an issue in the community, to help them, like, be empathetic. That's something that's really important with this this sort of thing, because you have to put yourself in other people's shoes. If there's FUD going on, if there's someone's concerned about something, oh, what about this, what about that, there's always people like that. So you have to have some empathy, and I think that's something that we're really we really value that as a team, and we know that our community, we can't do this without our community, and our community is our project. So we treat the community as though it's the project itself. So
yeah, and then could you touch up just a little bit more on the governance side on the D app? Because I know that it's listed there, but I don't think we touched too much on it.
Yeah, so the governance won't be something introduced until much later on our roadmap. The governance would primarily be just for a small portion, or by small, I'm talking like maybe 20% of the treasury, which the community would be able to have votes on. The reason why we would leave the larger portion of the treasury under the strat team's control is just because, we want to grow it ultimately, right? And they'll know the best ways to do that in a low risk, safe way. But would still want the community to have some form of opinion on the treasury. So once we got to a point where we were comfortable with allocating a portion of it to, projects that the community, enjoy the luck of, that's when we introduced the governance, where people can then use their tokens to vote on proposals for projects invested. That'll be around the Q2, Q3 phase of our map.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I always kind of find it funny how people like think that having a community manage a treasury is really the best option, because if you look at like a fund manager or just the S&P 500 in general, if you're familiar with stocks, compared to the average investor, like it outperforms the average investor almost every single time. And I think that having a professional manage it versus a community really does make sense, or at least a majority of it, like you mentioned. So I do like that for sure. And then the last question, or actually, sorry, there's two more questions. There's one about an audit. So do you guys have any plans for an audit or an audit set in place right now?
Yeah, so we're going to be getting audited by Solidity Finance. They're well known for providing some of the most in-depth audits around. So we will be audited before launch. This is something, of course, that's very important to do, not just for the community, but to make sure we can go over our contract and just make sure if they have any suggestions or if there's anything that may be wrong, we can get that fixed before we launch. So yes, there will be an audit.
That's awesome. Awesome. And then the last question is there a monthly maintenance fee on the nodes?
So for our nodes, no, the way it will work is it will be manually claimed and your rewards do compound, so there's no need to claim daily if you don't want to, but when you do claim, there will be a 10% node claim fee, and that will be split between the rewards pool, the development, and the treasury at a rate of 8%, 1%, 1%. So that's the only fees we have currently in place for the nodes.
All right, I like it. Chris, did you have any other final questions?
No, I think I got all mine out the way.
All right, Magus team, any final comments?
I'll just say thanks for having us back.
Hey, thank you for coming back. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys
It's
for
not a
having
problem.
us.
I'm kind of guessing by the end of the year you're going to get sick of us, but yeah.
We'll see if we can get to that point. We'll see about it.
Yeah, you guys are fun to hear from.
Absolutely fantastic to hear.